Good afternoon, everyone. I hope that everyone's Wednesday has been going awesome. Hello, Kukla. Hey there, Mile High Trish. Oh, David. Yep. You are definitely winning on attendance and on bribery with the apples. So kudos to that one. What's up, Jorge? HKY. Grumpy. It's good to see you over here, Grumpy. Oh, Honey Guard. Oh, there's so many people. Thank you guys so much for joining this evening. I greatly appreciate it. Um, oh, Honey Guard. I'm an 87-year-old and I'm handicapped because I do not have an 8-year-old to help me with this technology. I have tried to get my ledger connected, but I can't get past the verification step. I'll eventually get it done. Don't worry, Honey Guard. Actually, on that one, because I have heard from a few people that going through the steps for Ledger has been a bit of a bear. And so on that one, I am going to actually make an independent video, which brings me to the fact that the first ever pre-recorded video that I've ever made will be coming out this evening at 7:35 p.m. So right after the original Mark Z's evening news ends, there will be a 20-minute video on a Lobster wallet tutorial. So everybody who has been interested in Stellar or who owns Stellar and has been trying to figure out how the heck Lobster works, all of those questions are going to be answered this evening at 7:35. So I will be making one very similar to that, Honey Guard, that is just a ledger walkthrough. And so I'm going to wipe one of my ledgers, write down my secret passphrase, and then I'm going to go through and actually recreate it as if it were brand new so that anyone who has been struggling with that setup process has a video to watch. We are definitely, Jeremy, that would be cool. We need to look at some POAP activity for class attendance. That would be a lot of fun. And so for those that are not aware of what a POAP is, it is essentially an attendance NFT. And so it's a very cool little program that was created where you get a little NFT, a little avatar, that each time you attend a class or you attend an event or something of that nature, it actually registers that you've attended. And so it's like never-ending proof that you were there. And so you go to the Taylor Swift concert or whatever, and you would have your POAP, and by having that POAP, it would be genuine proof you were there, not just someone believing you. And so that would be fun, Jeremy. We could do the same thing for class attendance, and so people could start collecting their POAPs. That would be fun. It's something that's free. It literally costs like beyond nothing to set up, and so we might have to do that one so that everyone in the community can start learning about NFTs in a fun, free way. Oh, Kukla, thank you so much for putting that one up. I always try to forget at the beginning. Of course, anything that I say should never be taken as financial advice. This is a matter of education and entertainment. My name is Crazy Kryptonaut, not saying invest in the things I talk about, Kryptonaut. So keep that in mind. Don't go taking advice on what you should do with your finances from a person who online directly claims to be crazy. We're learning here so that everyone is capable of making those decisions on their own. That's what's important. Oh, Kukla, Tino is doing well. Actually, I wonder what he's doing. Oh, there he is. He was hiding right next to me. I'm certain he will come over and say hello. Oh, greetings, Sunrise and Judy. And Neil Brooks coming at us from Graham, North Kakalaki, back in my hometowns. So I am not all that far away from you with my hometown there, Neil. Not all that far at all. Mile High Trish says, I want to set up a second ledger. Anything I need to know before I do? Mile High Trish, there's nothing that you really need to worry about on that one. And so actually, just 1 second, what I'll do is I will show you on my ledger interface what that looks like, Mile High Trish. And so when you come over actually to my accounts, you'll notice that I have a Ethereum treasury and I have a Zester treasury. And then down here, I have an Ethereum 1 treasury. The reason that these are actually set up this way is because they are separate wallets. And so when you actually go through Trish and you set up a separate wallet and you're utilizing Ledger Live, all that's going to happen is you're going to have a new little account pop into here. Otherwise, you could have, I assume, unlimited amounts of hardware wallets all connected to the same Ledger Live, and that is not a security risk at all because Ledger Live is never actually reading your secret passphrase. So nothing you need to worry about on that one, Trish. You would just go ahead, post it, go ahead and connect it the same way that you did for the first time. And when you actually go in and you connect to Ledger Live, it's going to be a brand new setup. It's going to know this is a new Ledger hardware wallet, and it's going to go through the process with you. I actually, on one day, about 2.5, 3 years ago, I set up 6 Ledger hardware wallets in the same day. Needless to say, I was very tired of writing down 24-word secret phrases after it, but I can guarantee that it works flawlessly. So that's a good one. That's a good question there. All right. Right on, Zester. I'm waiting to watch first, then I'll set up. All right. That's awesome, HK. I will make certain that one is quick. That one is very quick. All right. Bulldog 187. Zester, I made a small video for a few basic things on Discord and Coinbase. It won't let me post it in Discord. Any way to send you the link? That is a great question. I need to figure out the best way to do that, Bulldog. Will it allow you to send it to us in the ticket system? But if not, Bulldog, it looks like Jeremy has jumped on it. I'm certain he can help figure out how we can get that one because any of those little tips and tricks are awesome to have. HK, your lid is looking good, Zester. Don't touch it. Oh, I don't know. Now that you said that, I'm itching. I'm itching to touch it now. Hey, howdy, Bear. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Oh, Natasha, I'm glad that you are back. It has been good to have you. It has definitely. So, guys, now that we've gone through some of the hellos and everything of that nature, today is a bit of a Q&A because everyone has got a learning lesson coming at 7:35. And so I know so many folks had been utilizing Lobster for their Stellar or for anything else that they had been getting. I am kind of going to go through a little bit while we wait to see if folks have questions and things of that nature, and probably show a little bit of an expanded version of the things that I had learned while I was going through and utilizing the service. Besides that, we're also going to check out what's going on with the markets real quick. So please, folks, if anybody does have questions and wants to be able to have them answered on live, today's stream is the day to ask them. So on Friday, we will have another lesson during the live stream. And so it'll be a bit harder to get in some of those different questions regarding maybe small tokens you're interested in or anything else when it comes to blockchain technology. All right, the Bulldog question. Is it a good idea to have Ledger connected when trading? Bulldog, actually, there are some really interesting ways to utilize your Ledger for all of your trading. I don't know if you have ever gone through and connected your Ledger hardware wallet to a MetaMask, but that is something that we won't go through and do it live today. But what I will do is I will go ahead and show what that kind of looks like, because that will be something for another day. But what you can do is you can actually connect a Ledger hardware wallet to a hot wallet. And so in this case, it's connected to a MetaMask hot wallet. I believe there are other ones such as Zerion or most likely a few more now that are allowing you to connect your Ledger. And so when you actually would go in, you would see that there are a multitude of different ones. And so I haven't actually come in here and checked out to make certain whether these are separate. But what I would say is that this wallet right here that is currently connected is a hardware wallet. And so that hardware wallet is what I use to verify transactions when I utilize my hot wallet. This is slightly more advanced, their Bulldog. And so it is something we will dive into, but it is very easy to actually connect your hardware, your Ledger hardware wallet, so that when you're making transactions on a hot wallet that is connected to, say, a decentralized exchange or something like Uniswap or a decentralized application, you would then be able to actually verify transactions on your hardware wallet the whole time. And so that is a good one, Bulldog. We might go through and set that up on the Friday stream and make that an addition to the lesson. So our lesson on Friday is going to be on what is mining. What's the difference between how Bitcoin is mined and what's the difference between how Ethereum and some of the other models are actually mined. And this would be a fun one to maybe add on. And so I'm going to tentatively say that Bulldog will be connecting a hardware wallet to a hot wallet on Friday during our live stream. And so for those who do want to be able to go out there and use a hot wallet while still having the protection of a hardware wallet, we will go through and do that one on Friday as an addition. That's a great idea. And once you see it done, it should be something that would be easy to actually maybe take another little small video and cut out of that for folks to be able to quickly check out. SCKAP. All right, on that one, that is something that we've heard from a few folks, and so this one's pretty common though. You're probably not doing anything too wrong, but when you've actually gotten to the verification page, SC, you should have down here a button. Let me go ahead and get that out of the way. You should have a button down here, and so I added a little highlighter on my mouse to try and help out with this. But if you see down here, verify me, upon clicking it, SC, you should then receive a little CAPTCHA and a few more buttons to click, and then everything that is available on the Discord should open up for you. And so please do let me know if that does work out, SC, because it is a little, I don't think it's exactly that intuitive the first time that you log into a Discord server that does have security measures. We have the security measures because we don't want impersonators, we don't want scammers, we don't want spammers running and jumping in, but it does occasionally throw off some real folks that we do want to have inside of the room. So there we go. I see Grumpy also. All right. So for those that are looking at it, I would definitely say if you just jumped into that Discord, it will be right here at verification. And then after verification, you should click verify me. And then this should pop up. And so right after you clicked verify me, you should then see a CAPTCHA. And so all I'm going to do is try to understand what that is. What the heck is that? All right, I'm going to click reload and try to get a new one. All right, I can read this one. And so I'm going to go ahead and type in the CAPTCHA. Oh, okay. Make certain that you click on the solve. EFF27. Submit. And it says, thank you. You have attained the Cryptonaut role. And so you now have access to the rest of the channels. And so for anybody that is going through that one, that is the little process right there. Click on verify me. The CAPTCHA pops up. Click on solve. And we've got 3RE5A. 3RE5A. Submit. And we've been verified now a few times. So hopefully it lets me stay on the channel now after verifying a few different times. So for those that were curious. All right. Bulldog, exactly. What we do not want is we don't want people coming into the chat room trying to sell the community some random token or trying to convince people to give up their secret phrases or things of that nature. That's something that we don't ever want to see. And so I know it's a pain in the butt. The CAPTCHAs can be funky. I mean, as a matter of fact, I typed in that last one wrong. I missed something here. I could have sworn that was 3RE5A, but they can be a little fickle. But if you just go ahead and click reload, you're able to get one that you can easily read. And then you just click solve and type it in. Oh, howdy there, Petrichor Ranch. Glad to have you. And I know I have been having it's been a particularly busy day. It's been way too busy, but for some reason, everything's been working out. And so, fingers crossed, that's how my day continues. I hope yours has been the same. Bulldog, you got that. That must have been it. That must have been it. But so, for those that are looking at it, hopefully that helps Grumpy and SC. Hopefully that was the solution. If not, maybe we'll do a little bit more of a breakdown on that one because Discord is such a useful and safe place. I know in regards to the tickets, I will let you guys know I am still trying to keep up on that one, as is Jeremy with helping me. Having the channel just come out and having folks who have been having issues with different exchanges, different problems of a great variety of different problems means that we have been swarmed with tickets. And so, if you have submitted a ticket and you have not gotten a response from me, do not worry, or from Jeremy, do not worry. We are working our way through. We're trying to start at the top. And the only time we're really differing is if we find an issue that we can very quickly solve. Just go ahead and get it off the list. But one thing I would say for folks that submitted tickets, I have noticed actually with the ticket submissions, and look, I mean, it is. We're stacking them up over here. But I have noticed with the ticket submissions that a lot of folks have not actually written inside of the chat room. And so when you open up that ticket, you will then have this chat that is going to be over here on your left. You just need to go to it and type. So I went through the other day and tried to respond to everyone that had sent a message at that point and had opened a ticket and had not sent a message. But I don't know if everyone is aware that that is available. And so you can go in there and actually talk with me. David Lewis, Discord knowledge. Discord knowledge, I think we'll keep off of the tests. We'll keep those. We'll try to keep that crypto related. But who knows? Who knows? We do have some really fun things planned for the Discord where we're going to utilize blockchain technology inside of the Discord, and so that is there are a lot of really cool ways to kind of learn about the different functionalities of blockchain that really aren't that serious. Kind of like the POAPs. That's just proof of attendance. That's it. They don't really have any value unless you value being authentically at an event, or you value having perfect attendance. And then those POAPs are very valuable, but they're a fun way of learning. And so, oh yeah, absolutely, Bulldog. That is something that is, as you're going in and you're coming over here and you have questions. If the questions aren't things where you're going to need to put out personal information, you are capable of just asking those questions inside of the general chat. We have a constantly growing group of people who are very knowledgeable about the basics or even some of the more complex steps in cryptocurrency. The only thing that I would say is that whenever you are in the general chat and you are discussing any type of an issue, do not ever respond to a private message that you receive. Keep the conversation inside of the general chat. The only reason I say that is because there's always the chance that someone comes in and says, hey, I'm, some random guy comes in and says, hey, I'm Cryptonaut Jeremy, and starts responding to you. And he has the same little profile and the same little everything. And then he says, hey, let's go talk in a private room. And that is always a dangerous thing. So definitely do look to the community. I think in the long run that most questions are never going to make it to me. Well, once everyone has continued to learn, continue to evolve, the majority of questions are going to be answered by the general chat room without any issue. But we are always going to make certain that folks keep your personal information out of there. Don't ever give anyone your passphrase. Don't ever give anyone any of your wallet or personal information, no matter what. when it comes down to it, no matter what. Unless you can verify, talk to them on the phone, talk to them inside of the ticket room where we know it's just me and Jeremy, then don't go sending any personal information. But I thank you for saying that, Bulldog, because it is important. It could help out a lot of folks with getting quick answers, getting much quicker answers. Zester, will there be a test? Laugh out loud. Is there a prize? Well, that's what we'll have to think through, Kukla. Maybe we will. We're going to make, maybe we'll make a cryptocurrency called cookies. And whenever anyone gets a question right, I'll send them cookies. That might be kind of fun. Although I imagine there's probably already a crypto named Cookies out there. But if there isn't, I am hereby claiming it. Merciel Pierce, I am sorry, I still can't get in the Discord. Can you help? And so, Merciel, if you are having issues with that one, the first thing is to go ahead and utilize the link tree that has been shared inside of the chat room. And so that will get you to this page. A link tree is just a convenient little page that has all of your information in one spot. And so if you go ahead and you actually use the link tree, you'll then be able to click on the Discord server. Now, because I am already in the Discord server and because I am on Brave browser, it's going to give me an error. And so assuming you are utilizing Google Chrome or a different web browser and you have your shields down, then you should easily be able to click on that link. And when you do click on that link, it's going to bring you to this page, Merciel. And so once you have gotten to this page, all you're going to need to do is click verify me right here. And then you're going to have a little CAPTCHA pop up. You're going to click solve. You're going to type in what the CAPTCHA says, and then you will have full access to the Discord, Merciel. So thank you so much for joining us. If there, Trish says, if there is a test, I'm starting to sweat. Don't worry, don't worry. We'll maybe we'll grade on a curve. I don't know. Maybe we'll let everybody decide how the grading's gonna work. Sunrise Discord on my end doesn't even find it. All right. Maybe I don't actually. Let me see real quick. Let me see. Looking for my invite button. I know, Jeremy, if you do get a chance. All right. No, actually, I don't need it. Got it. So for anyone who is having an issue, there is the Discord link. And so that should give you a direct line into the server. Once you get into the server, it'll just be a matter of going through the verify. Wait a second, Kukla. Who's making the cheat sheets? Who's making the cheat sheets? I'm going to have to start asking people questions. Tim Fu, I want a beer crypto for my prize. Zester. Actually, ironically, Tim, I have Jeremy and I have actually gone through before and created a, well, not created, but essentially built out a business plan for a company doing that with whiskey. And so I think at some point there probably will be a crypto just for beer, Tim Fu. I seem to remember BN Beer actually being a token at some point. And so BN Beer was a token. Yeah. It doesn't look like it did all that well, but I do think that has actually been something out there, Tim Fu. And so I'll make a crypto just named beer and just start sending you free beers all the time, Tim. I don't know how good they'll taste, but they'll show up in your wallet. Oh yeah, this is true though, Kukla. I think, in all honesty, I'd rather probably have Kukla's baking than my own crypto named cookies. So I will trade crypto cookie tokens, Kukla, for your tokens any day of the week. Any day of the week. One of my tokens for one of your cookies. I will go ahead and whip that cryptocurrency up, and you will be the whale of cookie holders. That's what I'll do. I trade cookie tokens for actual cookies. That's a good deal. We're Petrichor Ranch. We're in Dolan Springs. We went rural to avoid people just in case. I definitely agree with that one, Petrichor. I love people, but I appreciate them living a little bit away from me. I appreciate when my neighbor isn't that close. I always have a joke that unless I can walk out the back door in my boxers and it be okay, my neighbors are too close. If I can't walk out the front door in my boxers without the neighbors calling the cops, my neighbors are also too close. But that is just me. Grumpy, maybe you can give us a gold star next to our name for a prize. Hey, there we go. There we go. Yeah, we'll hand out stickers. That's not bad. All right, Kuklas. You say deal, deal, deal. I'm going to go ahead and make a cryptocurrency with 100 million supply, and I'm going to start paying you 1 cookie token per real world cookie. I am loving that deal, and you will definitely be the #1 holder of my cookie token. Oh, Mile High Trish, we've always loved like-minded folks moving to the beautiful state. Now, that is definitely with the flight from California and New York and people moving all over. I know that it is one of those things where Florida and Texas have been taking in a lot of domestic migrants fleeing some of these other states. There you go, HKY Wiz. Tino token. That's the winner right there. Because Mr. Tino here, he definitely can steal the show. He definitely can steal the show. Pretty certain I just need to have Tino be in charge of the streams. I don't know how his feeling about crypto is. And he is a Puerto Rican kitty, so I think that means that classes would be in Spanish. So everybody's going to need to go ahead and brush up on their Espanol, and then I am certain that Valentino would be happy to start running classes because he is definitely not afraid of hanging out with people. He is a people kitty. He is a people kitty. I'm pretty certain he does not know he is a cat. I think Valentino is very certain that he is a person. At least in terms of all the food he tries to eat and steal from me. Bulldog says, I only know dirty words in Spanish. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what Valentino learned when he was out on the living on the streets in his early days. So I assume he had to grow up fast. So I'm betting Valentino knows a few of those words. I bet he does. Oh, that Kukla, he is the best. This cat is so funny. So funny. He sure loves you. Oh, Terry, no, he does. I don't know why he just immediately walked in and made this decision. I've only known him now since February 14th. So it's very easy to remember the day that I met Mr. Valentino because, well, that's how he got his name. He showed up on Valentine's. And I guess I'm just going to call that his birthday. What do y'all think? If he showed up in my life and he hasn't left the house since then, does that mean that's his birthday? That's what I'm going with because I have no idea what it could be. I have no idea what it could be. The vet said that even they weren't certain on age. They guesstimated he's got to be 6 months. So that is all I know. Lindo gato, sí. Es muy lindo. Muy. All right, though. HKY Wiz, orange cats have the best personalities. Actually, that's been the same for me in my experience. My first ever cat that was mine when I was a kid was named Crookshanks. Because I was an avid reader of the Harry Potter books as a child. And so it was a big orange cat, and I wanted to name it Crookshanks. And he was the best cat ever. and it seems like he has somehow had another life, and he is back, and much skinnier this time though than he was the first time. I had Crookshanks from a younger age, but Crookshanks was also a rescue. I've actually never had a cat that wasn't a rescue, personally. But Valentino is the man. I can't wait to see how he's acting in just a few months as he learns more and calms out about things. Zona Schroyer, it was meant to be, made in heaven. I have to believe that it was meant to be. I don't know why else he would have just made a decision that way. All right, Jorge Luis, is Trump an orange cat? I don't know. If Trump is an orange cat, then the Democrats are definitely mice, because they are awfully scared of that cat. I'm thinking that's a Tom and Jerry, but reversed, and those mice are getting terrorized by Jerry instead. Oh, yeah. Petrichor Ramson's first pet was a cat he found on the road, similar to Valentino, the best by this year. When those type of things happen, you just can't say no. You know, I was not looking for a pet. Cannot say that I distinctly wanted one, but when it's meant to happen, it's meant to happen. So now I have one. All right. Petrichor says, so subtract 6 months from Valentine's Day, and that's his birthday. Well, even that wouldn't be, I don't know if it's right, but it would be close. It would be close, Petrichor. I just think that it would be, I don't know, it'd be fun to just keep it on Valentine's. Then I can never forget, and I always have an excuse for any special Valentine's date. So I'm sorry, honey. It's Valentino's birthday too, You think that excuse is going to work? I'm betting not. Terry Nicola says, I'm able to make the podcast today, but I've yet to catch up the past 2 that I missed, but I will. That is no problem, Terry. That's the great thing about having them recorded. They are there for posterity's sake. And another thing along with that, Terry, is that I am planning on making shorter forms of pretty much all the topics we've already gone over in the live streams. So do look forward to that one. So as we get further and further along, there's going to be more opportunities to go back and catch up quickly, because in a couple of months, for folks that want to be able to catch up, they want to be able to keep going along with the crypto lessons in real time, they're going to have a massive amount of videos to catch up with. So going to try to make more small form videos to make it easier, and not a chance. Yeah. No, I didn't think it was a good idea, Kukla, but Shelly, it won't work if you're planning on staying in a relationship. Yeah, no, I don't think that excuse is really going to fly, but it's Valentino. I mean, maybe Valentino can make it work. Natasha Phoenix, not sure if this was asked before, but is it better to buy Bitcoin after the halving? Unfortunately, on this one, Natasha, I really can't give advice. I can give the information, and I would say for those that are looking at this and they want to do their own research, do remember the Bitcoin halving clock and the links that come along with it. And so you're able to click down here to go to the halving progress chart, where you can look and see what the prices were over the time in between the halvings. You can go through here and learn a bit more about it. And you can always go through some of the articles. Also, Natasha, in the Discord, a new little section that popped in after the last class was today's links. And so over in the Discord, here are the different links that I used during the stream Monday. So for those that are interested in doing some of that research and coming to their conclusions on things, I would suggest checking out over here. And of course, keeping in mind, Natasha, that I do not give financial advice, I would say that from a cyclical standpoint, there are a lot of people who have already probably priced in the halving. And so that means that a lot of market sentiment, a lot of institutional investors have been buying Bitcoin with the assumption that its price will go there. And that means that they're almost driving up the price ahead of time. It's like the halving is a train pushing from the caboose rather than pulling from the front. And so rather than the market necessarily leading, it is market sentiment that is pushing the market forward. So I would always keep in mind that volatility is beyond normal in cryptocurrency. It is always volatile. And the biggest thing that we have to keep in mind is that maybe the market is already pricing in a halving. It's already pushing the price with a plan of a certain destination. And so if we're under that assumption, then it means we may already be fairly high up in terms of where the price is going to settle on account of the halving. So I would love to be able to dive deeper into that one, but unfortunately, Natasha, I can't delve into anything that could be perceived as investment advice. So I would just suggest checking out all the information and seeing what you think. And definitely don't just listen to me. There are countless others out there that have experience, but to me, the greatest experience is history. And so I would look at the information from each year. What was the price of Bitcoin a year ago? What was the price of Bitcoin 4 years ago, 5 years ago? What was the price of Ethereum? What usually happens during a Bitcoin bull run? Those would be the things I'd look at. Cheryl D, what are your thoughts on Ethereum? Is it really owned by BlackRock? I'm a little nervous about it going under, since we all know BlackRock is going under also. Cheryl D, BlackRock does not own Ethereum. BlackRock owns a lot of Ethereum. And so if they own a lot of Ethereum, and I believe it was a BlackRock ETF that was making that purchase. So I think that it was BlackRock that was approved right during January of this year to open up an Ethereum ETF. But needless to say, I would not be worried about that, Cheryl D. Ethereum is definitely not owned by BlackRock or any one single entity. It is technically operated by one fella and the Ethereum organization that goes by the name of Vitalik Buterin. Vitalik Buterin, a somewhat goofy looking fella, but a brilliant mind. And he was actually, there's an amazing story back here, Cheryl, on Vitalik Buterin and everything that he has built and his vision. And so he was the original creator of Ethereum. He put out the Ethereum white paper, I believe, in 2014. I believe is when that came out. And so I don't have any worry on that one, Cheryl. Ethereum is most likely more tokens and more companies will operate on Ethereum than any other blockchain in perpetuity. Most likely. We could see some of these other layer one blockchains kind of start to take the lead, but I extremely doubt that they are going to exceed Ethereum. And so I would not worry about that one, Cheryl. What I would worry about in regards to that, Cheryl, is a situation similar to when FTX collapsed. And so for those that were not aware of the FTX debacle, and Sam Bankman-Fried, the CEO, actually also the largest donator to Democratic political campaigns in 2020 and 2016, I believe, which is ironic considering he was a criminal stealing money from his company and from his investors, and then donating it to Democratic candidates throughout the nation. Sorry for that caveat, but fun fact of the day, he was. When FTX collapsed, actually, they were the major holders of the cryptocurrency known as Solana. And so if you look at the price of Solana right now, you're going to see $163. During the FTX crash, which was just I mean, not even that long ago. Solana went down to $6. And so if you purchased Solana at $6, which actually I know that I know there's a viewer or two in here today who made that purchase at $6. You would have gone from $6 to $163 in under a year. So, assuming BlackRock does collapse, Cheryl, under the assumption maybe BlackRock does collapse and they have a lot of Ethereum, all they're doing is giving you one a heck of a great opportunity to buy. That's all they're doing. And so if that does come into effect and we do see BlackRock go under and we do see a massive amount of Ethereum get sold onto the market like we saw with Solana and the FTX collapse, then all I'm going to be doing, Cheryl, is running around trying to find out what the black market rate for a kidney is, because if Ethereum's price ever goes back down to $100, I would be more than willing to loan a kidney out. That would be the degree to which I have faith in it, but of course that is my opinion. Neil Brooks, when I move crypto from Coinbase to Ledger Wallet, is this a taxable event? It is not, Neil. Of course, do not take my advice on when you file with the IRS. I don't think they're going to accept that excuse. Some guy named Zester told me to. Oh yeah, he's on a channel named Crazy Kryptonaut. I don't think the IRS is going to appreciate that explanation, but I can say with the utmost certainty that it is not a taxable event. Otherwise, I would have had the IRS chasing me down many years ago because I move crypto very often. What is an arguable taxable event is when you swap. And so if you take a cryptocurrency that you purchased at a lower price, the price went up, and then you swapped it into another crypto, there is a solid argument that that was a taxable event. Solid argument in the IRS's opinion, not a solid argument in my opinion. But Sunrise, unsure if asked before, but do you recommend buying and selling straight from Ledger Live versus buying on other platforms and then moving over to your wallet? Sunrise, I actually personally am a big supporter of purchasing on platforms and then sending to Ledger. The only time that I will make trades from Ledger is when I want to utilize decentralized exchanges. And so when I say that, I mean exchanges like Uniswap. And, Uniswap is a decentralized exchange that anyone can connect to. You do nothing more than click launch app, and you can see my wallet is already connected. I now can trade with no approval. No one knows my name. No one knows who I am. I didn't do any KYC. So no one can stop me right now. I can just go make trades. And so I could come right here and say I wanted to trade Ethereum for wrapped Ethereum. And I can just do it. No one can stop me. No one. And so I would say that that is one of the things that I would suggest having an understanding of utilizing your Ledger hardware wallet on alternate exchanges would benefit you, because there are also tons of tokens that are really, really small. It's like, imagine them as penny stocks. Those penny stocks are not available on Coinbase. I can't come into Coinbase and buy penny stocks, but I can come to Uniswap and I can buy penny stocks. And so we're going to be learning about that one, Sunrise. But otherwise, if you are buying the typical XLM, XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, things of that nature, and you're buying with US dollars, I would always recommend just going directly through whichever exchange gives you the best rate. I am not a supporter of paying more for the same service. I utilize a service that is cheap and easy, and that's, for me, is Coinbase. For each person in different states, different regions, or with different goals for their investing, it could easily make sense to use a different exchange. Now we got that one. Gave my macaw my son's birthday. It makes sense. See, I don't know, Bear. It just to me, it's Valentine's Day. I don't know. It would feel weird to celebrate it any other day than that. It's the day. It is the day. Oh, Grumpy says, I got into Discord finally, Zester. Thank you. I think I was reading the codes wrong with my old eyes. Don't worry, Grumpy. My eyes got it wrong while live. So you're not alone. Is there a way of getting more people into Bitcoin? Bulldog, absolutely. It's going to end up being everyone. I really don't have much of a doubt that in the long run we won't see the vast majority of people on the entire planet being holders of Bitcoin, at least to some degree. At least to some degree. Of course, there will be the early adopters who have tons of it and are extremely wealthy. And then there will be the average person who is jumping in when they learn about it and is going to be a little bit behind on how much Bitcoin they own. But I mean, and of course, never investment advice, but I know that, the Bitcoin maximalists all believe that $1 million Bitcoin is not a question. They don't believe it's a question. I mean, I would say there's a question mark there. Things can happen, but to the Bitcoin maximalists, the Bitcoin maxis, as you would often see them mentioned, they have a strong belief. RD1440, what if someone dies suddenly or develops dementia/Alzheimer's and forgets or lose their passcodes, their crypto lost in cyberspace? RD, that's a great question, and it's something that I think everyone should keep in mind. So with my hardware wallets, if anything were ever to occur to me, the person that knows how to get them is my little brother. He's my backup. Beyond him, I also have one other family member who has access. And so they don't have access all the time. Like, I don't have to worry about them coming getting, but they know where it is. So if I ever were to have something occur or forget everything, I have family members who are supposed to outlive me that would be able to access it. And so if you do have someone in your life that you can trust like that, RD, then I would suggest that route. Another option that can be considered is something like a safety deposit box that is locked for a set amount of time or is designed for a certain person. There are a bunch of different clever ways, RD. Maybe that would be kind of an interesting lesson one day to actually go through and just kind of spitball some ways that we could make certain, because that's something that's come to my mind as well. And I've heard it from community members who have already had it happen. I mean, it's a news story now that's come out a few times. Artie Conway, do you have a list of coins you suggest listed in your Discord room? Artie, I do not. That is because I do not want to put out any tokens that I do not own, and I am putting together the community portfolio and the Zester portfolio. And so I think in a way that would kind of end up being the tokens that I've essentially suggested. But do keep in mind, Artie, that I am a very bearish investor. I'm not really very, very bullish most of the time. I've always enjoyed the saying, bears and bulls all make money. Pigs go to the slaughterhouse. And so I tend to not be all that aggressive with it. And so I am going to be conservative with the token names that I put out there. Any names that I put out there, please do ask if I own them. If I do not own them and I mention the name, I do not in any way support them. That would be a bias, and it's not something I agree with doing. Please do ask if I own them. If I own them, then, well, I guess you can make your own assumptions about whether or how I feel about them. But that is one already where it just gets so close to financial advice. And the last thing I want to do is have someone go out there and choose to purchase a crypto because I mentioned it, and then something horrible happen. Because in all honesty, it's not in my control. I can't control what these teams do. And so I would be horrified by the prospect of making a suggestion and then looking back at it and going, holy crap, it's my fault. And I don't want that. So Artie, that's a good question, and I'm gonna work on finding that happy in between. I'm gonna try to find that happy in between. All right. Mile High Trish, I had to hold on to my slot until recently, but got my money back. That is awesome. That is awesome. Yes, Jorge Luis, when it comes to crypto, it is viewed as capital gains. So keep that one in mind with the IRS, whatever your capital gains rate is. Keep in mind the distinction between short and long-term capital gains. It affects crypto. And depending upon the way you have things structured, if you hold a cryptocurrency long enough, I have been informed by tax professionals that there are ways to pay no taxes on it if you've held it long enough. So keep in mind how it's viewed. Cheryl D, I love the slang you got in there. Thanks. That is exciting. I have been hodling for a long time. It is a great return on my original investment. That's awesome. That is super awesome, Cheryl. And hodling right there is a funny. That's a funny one. So hodling, for everyone that missed our crypto lingo class, keep in mind that one is somewhere on the channel. I think it was named crypto lingo in terms or something of that nature for the live stream. But hodling is a term that comes from a flash crash that was occurring during a market where everyone in the chat room was screaming at each other so rapidly to not sell. Please don't sell. Please don't sell. Hold, hold, hold. That they couldn't even spell the word anymore. And so it just turned into a whole misspelled string of people screaming, hodling, hodl, hodl, hodl. And I feel like there's something to be said about the, what was it, the seagulls in some movie there. Hodl, 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 hodl. Bulldog, yep, you pay taxes on the gains. Keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. That is the same way as it would be on a stock market maneuver or anything of that nature. You can either choose to pay the taxes at the point of it occurring, or you can choose to pay the taxes at the end of the year based off of your gains or losses. There are even ways to push gains or losses towards the next year's taxes. But of course, as I've said, that is not my specialty. I just have experience as a participant in the system. So, not in any way a professional. I've just had to do it a few times. So HKY with, so if we buy then store on Ledger, no taxes accrued. No, absolutely not. You have not made anything until you sell. You have technically not made a dime as far as the IRS is concerned. And if they try to tell you that you have, well, I wouldn't be surprised, but it is not true. It is not true. Until you have sold, then you have not realized the gains. And so keep in mind the difference between realized gains and unrealized gains. If I bought a Bitcoin at $10,000 and right now it's 73,000, but I've never sold it, I have unrealized gains of $63,000. I have no realized gains. So do keep that in mind that when you are moving crypto, you are not creating a taxable event. When you are swapping crypto, so if you took your XLM that you'd held for a while and you're like, I want to swap it for a little bit of XRP, you technically just created a taxable event. So that is things to keep in mind. And of course, do not listen to the guy named Crazy Kryptonaut when it comes to your taxes. The IRS is not going to let me represent you and argue on your behalf. So, all right. Terry Nicola, is Theta a token? It's not on Coinbase. Theta is a very interesting one. And so Theta was originally an ERC20 token. So it was built on the Ethereum blockchain. Back in 2019, Theta actually went to its own mainnet. Now, Theta is nothing more than a copy or a fork of Ethereum, in all honesty, but it operates differently. So they copied kind of the basic foundation of Ethereum and they redesigned a lot of aspects. That's why Theta has T-Fuel. T-Fuel is the gas of the network. And so Theta is different. Is Theta currently on Coinbase? Well, we actually have Coinbase right over here. And so I can attest to the fact that I'm pretty certain Theta network cannot be purchased on Coinbase, but you could purchase with a Coinbase wallet. I would say, Terry, I am going to be going through and doing a uphold video extremely quickly. And so that is another possibility of a location it could be acquired at. The only other one that I will attempt real quick to look is it available on? So there is not, and so it seems as if currently the best option would it's not going to be Coinbase or Lobster, not going to be Coinbase or Lobster. And so Terry, I think that would be another one that I'll go ahead and start trying to find out what is the easiest or best exchange in order to acquire Theta. I do know of a few options, but I am not certain which one is the absolute best. So I will be looking into that, Terry. We've gotten through the best for XLM and for Stellar with our video that is coming out tonight at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So for those who are going to be watching the evening news with the original Mark Z, that will be something to do in between it and Whiskey and Wisdom. So for all of those who have not ever made a Whiskey and Wisdom, tonight will be the perfect night to make it, because we're going to have a full schedule. Bulldog, I know when I did penny stock trading, I paid at the end of the year. Yeah, exactly. It is, to my knowledge, there is never a situation where it makes sense to give the IRS money ahead of time. Yeah. Oh, hey there, Arlene Calderon. I'm glad that you could make it. Good afternoon. I'm serving my elderly, but we'll catch the replay. That's awesome. I'm glad that you made it, Arlene. Thank you so much. And I hope that everything is going great with your helping out the elderly. Absolutely. Oof. Wow. All right. Sunrise. Have you had any experience working with platforms similar to Lobster to get past 2FA, two-factor authentication settings previously set up? Have been through about 10 phones in 3 years, maybe 12. Have XRP and XLM I can't get to. Sunrise, what I would say is on that one, actually, if you could open up a ticket inside of Discord, because the big distinction here, Sunrise, is going to be what authenticator app you used. So if you used a Google authenticator, and that means it's connected to your Google account, then you should be able to actually go through with Google and with your email in order to gain access to that original authenticator. That is where it's kind of going to end up being a little bit up in the air. Otherwise, also immediately submit a ticket with whatever exchange. And so every exchange is going to have a ticket system. Don't waste your time with the live chats. I've never met a single exchange that's live chat was worth anything. It's just a waste of your time. Go ahead, find the submit a ticket, and submit a ticket and send an email. And just tell them exactly what is currently occurring. And from that point, go ahead and then start to look through and work through the ways that you could get back into your two-factor authenticator. And so I prefer, and I've always suggested to people, Sunrise, is that you attack it from both sides. So go ahead and start attacking, trying to get back into the authenticator app, and also go ahead and start attacking the exchange, because an exchange like that had to get your information. They have to. They have you KYC'd and AML'd. They know who you are. And so you can, simply by going through and talking with them, eventually get back in. It is your money. It is your crypto. So I would hit it from both sides, because that's going to be the fastest way of getting it done. Otherwise, you just wait. Terry, I'm like you, a lazy user, so basically mine sit there. Yep. I mean, patience is the only virtue that doesn't require one to do a thing. So Neil Brooks, can and how do I use Ledger to make purchases? Neil Brooks, we are going to go through this one on Friday. So what I can go ahead and let you know, Neil, is that what I will most likely be using during it will be MetaMask, which is a hot wallet extension. And so just as a little heads up on how that one's going to end up, look, we're going to end up utilizing most likely this MetaMask along with our Ledger hardware wallet, and I will show everyone how to make purchases directly from your Ledger hardware wallet. So we will have fun with that one on the Friday stream. That'll be a good one to learn. I don't want folks getting too much into the weeds with DeFi just yet, because we do have a bit more that we need to kind of go through and learn, but that is a good one, and that would be really good for everybody to go ahead and know. Terry Nicola, what if one uses Bitcoin to purchase retail? That's not selling. That is a great question, Terry, and I have been told that they count it as selling. That is what I was told by some people that I believe know what they're talking about. I was told that they are planning on trying to count Bitcoin as a quote unquote sale based off of a retail purchase. And the reason they are doing that is because they're claiming that any gain that Bitcoin has had since you made the original purchase would then be taxable. But Terry, here was the more interesting question was, what if I bought Bitcoin and the value of Bitcoin went down and then I made a retail purchase? Could I then write off that loss? I mean, it makes sense to me. I should be able to write it off. And so that one goes into so much of the nitty gritty, Terry. What I always tell people is that, in all honesty, I don't really worry about the taxes because I am not taking out my crypto anytime soon. So if I get a massive win and one of the projects I own goes to $1 million tomorrow, well, then, of course, I'm going to take some out. I'm going to get taxed on it. And I have taken crypto out. I've needed the money before. And so I've taken it out. I've paid the taxes. But for the vast majority of what I own, I probably wouldn't even take it out if I needed the money. I would just have to find out some other way. When dealing with taxes, there's many a slip twixt the cup and the lip. A good professional knows the way. Yeah, yep. Yeah, there's a lot on the topic of taxes, guys, that in all honesty, I just can't share in a public format. What I can tell you is that, I mean, let's just kind of think about it for a second. How are they going to take it from me? How would they know? Unless I tell them, how would they ever know? And so, I won't go any further on that one at all. But I would kind of, I kind of question, the more that you go through these lessons, the more we learn, you're probably going to get to a point where you're going to be like, wait a second, how would they ever know unless I tell them? All right. Bears, so do the phrases need to be X amount of words? So I assume you're talking about secret passphrases. They do not need to be a specific amount of words. Each service has a different one. So Ledger hardware wallets is 24 with an optional 25th word. MetaMask is 12 words. Many of the soft wallets are 12 words. Some are 16, some are 18. Each service has a different amount. It really doesn't matter, though. In all honesty, a 12-word secret passphrase is an encryption that would require, quadrillions of attempts to possibly break. So each one does have a little bit of a difference. Vicky Lucas, I have tried repeatedly to purchase the 79 Ledger wallet, but when I get to check out, it's always double. I'm going through your tree. Oh, that's interesting, Vicky. Let's go over here real quick, and let's see what happens. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to click Add to Cart on the Ledger Nano S Plus, and let's see what it tells me, Vicky. Well, maybe it's not going to tell me anything with how slow it's loading. Needless to say, though, Vicky, the short and skinny on that one is that it should not be charging you double at all, and it looks like maybe the issue is something on their end, because I have no issue with my internet right now. And so, Vicky, I do kind of wonder if it's not them at the moment, because I am not seeing any explanation at the moment for why it is having a hard time. But we seem to be having some little loading buttons going on all over. And so, Vicky, what I will say on that one is that I will go through right after the stream ends, and I will make certain that there are no issues with links. Right now, I would just make an assumption that something is going on Ledger's side, or a lot of people are trying to make purchases at the moment. Dr. Michael Walschlager, I am very sorry for my attempt at the pronunciation on your last name, Michael, but Michael says, thanks for your sharing your crypto knowledge. Keep up the great work. I really appreciate it, Dr. Michael. I am trying to get better at presenting things in the way that is easiest for everyone to learn with. So I really appreciate it. Lynn S. Zester, is there a place on Coinbase to see the date your crypto can be moved to your wallet? So Lynn, the first thing I would go ahead and tell you is that when you deposit from a bank account into Coinbase, 11 days is the longest Coinbase can hold your money. That's according to what Coinbase says. So 11 days is always where I make the assumption. But Lynn asks, the easiest way to know whether your dollars, your crypto can leave is you will receive an email that says that your funds have been effectively approved, that it is time. And so that's what I've always counted on. I've waited for the email, or I've just gone and I've tried to send it. And I have had a time or two where I actually went to Coinbase. I tried to send the crypto off to my Ledger hardware wallet, and it worked, and I hadn't received the email yet. So Lynn S., to my knowledge, those have been the best ways for me to check. It has been either wait the 11 days, get the email, or just try. That third option, I guess, is really not the best, but I've been in a hurry before. Oh, yeah, Jeremy. There were politicians who have attempted to try and push bills to tax unrealized gains in crypto, and that's because they know that us hard crypto people, we're not bringing our money back to fiat. And so if they don't tax us over there on the crypto side, they're probably never going to touch my money, because they're never going to have access to it. What are they going to do? Go tell the bank to take it back? Go tell the bank to give it to them? The bank doesn't have it. Who are they supposed to go to? The only way they're getting it is if they come get it from me. All right, though, guys, I think that one does kind of go ahead and wrap it up, because I am going to be on the Whiskey and Wisdom at 8 p.m. So, Kukla, I will definitely be there for everyone who is interested after the Lobster tutorial video that's coming out at 7:35. It's about a 20-minute video. Whiskey and Wisdom starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So for those who do want to hang out more today, I will both be in the premiere. And so let me just real quick go over there for anyone that is curious. If you come over to the Crazy Cryptonaut channel, you will see a premiere down here. Did you know? Lobster Wallet tutorial and review. And so I will be sitting inside of the premiere waiting for it to go live. So if anyone wants to join me and hang out during the show, I will be there. It will be so awkward to listen to myself speak like that. But I really can't wait for everybody to see the mistake I made at around 10 minutes in. I think people are going to crack up. I made a particularly funny face at about 10 minutes and some change. So looking forward to hearing what everyone has to say about my first recorded video. Terry, it is right here, actually. And so for anyone who does want to, that is the link to the premiere. That is where the premiere will be going from. And so you will be able to watch. As a matter of fact, look, Kukla even made a comment over here. And so we can actually see Kukla over here talking in the chat room at the moment. So as you can see, the chat room is available and open over there. So that would be awesome to have y'all. I will be in there whenever I can as I spend time getting ready for the streams later tonight. So thank you guys so much. And yes, some people are going to hear The Price is Right tonight during that premiere. So thank you guys so much. I can't wait to see everyone during the premiere. And then, of course, if you can't make it to the premiere, our next live stream on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be on blockchain mining. What does mining mean? How is mining different on the different blockchains? And also, we will be connecting our Ledger hardware wallet to a hot wallet so that we can make purchases directly from our hardware wallet. So thank you guys. Y'all have a great one.